try to blame you. My man's on there. Hey,
Yo,
hey, how you doing?
awesome. We're co-hosts, right? Yeah, we are.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. We co-host. We co-host. How's your day going?
Beautifully. I just connected with my brother and it's been raining like every day, so um it's been a pretty productive day and but I mean, it's just like getting started now that we're that we're talking, right?
Yeah, hey, that's crazy that it's been raining out there. So has it been like a warm or has it been like a warm energy?
Yeah, the energy that I'm definitely feeling is a lot of is being cleared right now since it's a
Yes.
nine. This is a 9 month, November. A lot of emotions, all of my dreams have been very nightmarish, very dark.
I've been telling you, I definitely had a nightmare the other day, and I was like, oh, I'm in my subconscious mind. Like I knew I was in my subconscious mind because like it wasn't one of them nightmares where it was uh like a dark magic or nothing like that. It was one that I had created myself. And I could tell that I had created myself because I felt it, like the energy of it, and it was definitely a nightmare. So I understand all the way because I woke up, I was like, and I was doing something, fighting with something, and I had my hands, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put light on it. I'm gonna put light on it. I tried to turn it into light, but then I passed out, and next thing you know, I overcame it, whatever it was. But I was like, wow, that's my subconscious mind.
Yeah, you really opened me up when you talked about the astral healing. It started to make a lot of sense, especially when I realized how feeling is healing. My dreams were very like fight or flight kind of energy, which is like, you know, just clearing a lot of just fear-based programming, like even around the inner child and stuff like that. And
Yes, that's one of the greatest type of healing we can do is the astral travel healing because it's the easiest for one, and it's like you self hypnotizing yourself, because that's what the consciousness does. The consciousness it self hypnotizes us. We as it, but it self hypnotizes its body, and it puts us to sleep like a sleep mode, and we lay down and we rest, and then that's where the body gets the most healing.
mm,
Because you don't have the three-dimensional blockages like anger, like just that aggressiveness that stops you from healing that connection. The best thing about astral healing is when you leave your body, all of that energy is already cleared and filtered through the atmosphere, so unless you just choose to linger around, you don't have to.
yeah, and it totally makes sense, even like on our waking reality, how we can just distract ourselves of not facing what we need to face. So just when we enter the dream, it's just like it's all there for us to navigate and play and feel.
Yes, yes, and then it's no law there. So it's like no time construct there. It's just like, once you really like, I've discovered like, I'm experiencing higher levels of brain waves that the scientists has recently just started experimenting on within the last like 15 years or so. So they've just now released articles on these type of brain waves, but there is no physical research, like barely any, on the topic. So it's like I'm teaching myself it, and so I'm getting stronger at it. I'm learning, but it's tough. It's tough because it's like, how do I know? I was like, I went past Delta, like I went past Theta, and once I got past Theta, I sunk like the movie Get Out, right? The movie Get Out where she hits the teacup and he sinks into the sunken. I sunk into the sunken, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this place?" And I was like, I was awoke there, and I was like, "Oh, this is my subconscious mind." And so I was just like in this. It was so dark, no sunlight there. It was not even really no sunlight at all. And I was just there and I was like, man, so where is this place? And it was like my own negative thought forms. I had to like conquer my own negative thought forms that I had created unconsciously that was hiding in my subconscious mind secretly. And so these was levels that I had to conquer, for when it's time for me to a lot of traveling. I do a lot of space traveling, and so I had to basically conquer my own dark thoughts. And it took about 4 months. Yeah, it took about 4 Earth months to really get that thought form. I must have been building that thought form since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like it took forever for me to get that thought form to uh clear and basically disintegrate into nothingness. And once I woke up, I was like, what was that? What type of brainwave was that? And then I had to meditate on it. My intuition was like, yeah, that was Sigma. And I'm like, Sigma brainwaves, they, oh Lord. So I started trying to look it up. I really didn't find no information, but except for the scientists just started talking about it recently within the last 3 years.
Wow, I thought I had just looked into it too, that there's something above like gamma and something lower than delta, I believe.
I think gamma is the highest, right? Um Gamma is like the highest. Well, there's ultra. You got ultra too. So there's ultra, and then there's gamma. And gamma is like the fastest ones. There, it's like so fast. That's the fastest brainwave. That's kind of like when we're channeling, like how we're channeling right now. We're connecting to the gamma rays or to the angelic frequencies. That's like the purple, like color purple is gamma. And gamma is so fun because you can experience that one while you can actually practice that. So it's pretty cool. Like every what I've recently figured out is there are 7 main brain waves, right? And so they tell us 5, and there are really 7 of them. And then you have an extra one that's alternate, and every brain wave is attached to a particular state of consciousness. And so the higher ones like gamma, that is attached to or a manifestation of a heaven state consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's pure there, is light there. Whenever you're experiencing the gamma ray, you're getting highlight codes, you're feeling peaceful. You feel what I'm saying? That's the vibration. But if it's theta, that's more like a sacral. That's more like a sacral chakra energy. So that's more associated with more pleasure. So it's more heavier, it's more dense. And so that would be considered a higher hell state. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really everything is attached to your imagination, and inside your brain is the start of it. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with that idea. Once I started to realize that like everyone's truth is valid, as if someone believes in something so much, they're able to manifest it for their own reality. So, and I once I kind of like understood how like, these you would call it the this effect, like in trials and stuff, the I forgot what it's called, the placebo
Butterfly,
effect.
the placebo effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that placebo effect is brilliant. You know, and that's what I did an actual lecture on the placebo effect. How they took like 12 patients, and so within the 12 patients, 6 patients went, and actually all of them had real bad knee uh issues and like fluid around their knee, so everybody really needed actual surgery. So they took 6 patients, and 6 of those patients uh they got the real surgery, right? And the other 6 patients, they talked to their family like, we're not going to give them the real surgery, we're going to give them the placebo pill as a prescription. And it was a test to see how strong the mind is. So they didn't get the real surgery, but they thought they got the real surgery. So 12 months later, 6 months, they did a halfway check, and the people who was never got surgery, they didn't even have to take medicine anymore. By the time the 12 months came in, they came to do the check. The people who literally got the surgery still had to take their medicine. Those who did not get the surgery, had the placebo pill, they they did not have to continue. Their knee was actually healed, and they never went under the knife. Like that changed when I seen that research and I did that research study. Like that changed my whole perspective on like everything. It's like I was like, hold on, it's really your intentions.
Yeah. And when at least that, yeah, that's really huge. And when I started looking at life as in like, how could I put this? It's almost like I'm the one that is kind of projecting everything outside of me. So it's almost like once I started to realize that, I just started to get some sort of detachment where I was just like, I'm just here, and it
I'm
and
listening.
yeah, I'm just here, and this is really what I make of it. And you know, I started to see how everything was kind of told to me up until this point, or at least my reality or what my perception of reality was just programmed into me. Because then, you know, I started to think of how other people were brought up and how they view life is just completely, it completely how they were brought up. And then, you know, I started to have, I feel like on this journey, once we really start to connect to free will, or at least realize, um, that might be a slippery slope of a topic, but like realize that kind of we have control in how we view everything, ultimately how we
Mm-hmm.
perceive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and connecting to the inner cloud at the same time, where that's where, like, you know, the resonance in the heart, where it's just like, this is, you know, this life is mine, and this life is all me, and like it's more of like a creative mode kind of thing, where um just listening to what really is my truth, because that's where my the heart and truth, it's like really on the same frequency for me.
Facts. And it really is that way. And like that's what I learned from you, because you had showed me that you had basically showed me that lack mindset. Like you had gave me that download that I had about the mindset and about lack and everything like that. And then I just had like a crucial download, and I was able to really get rid of that, and I was able to use my hika, my voice, and create new timelines. Because like literally, when I say you literally have the power to create you an entire new timeline, like you have the power to manifest it like in real time. Like literally, I just always tell people, like, don't let the physical world lie to you until the physical world is giving you what you really want. You know what I'm saying? If it's not giving you what you really want, then don't let it lie to you. Don't let it lie to you. You know?
Uh, wow.
Yeah. So how you feeling about that?
I mean, a lot of things started to change once I started to really see life with the laws of like as within, so without. And yeah, this is all really like a self navigation just for my soul's evolution. And when I look at it in the lens of curiosity, in the lens of of infiniteness, and
Hmm.
um really sitting in stillness, and work really making an effort to realize, be conscious, so then I'm not like going going by, and I'm being intentional with every step, because I'm just creating my reality, and I'm living whatever reality I can imagine, because I know how powerful, you know, my imagination is, and
Hmm.
belief is, because I realize whatever it is you believe is true. It goes back to that. So it's just like
Right.
I'm playing my highest timeline right now, just
Hey,
as best I can.
exactly. And that's it. And that's it. And once I manifested my highest timeline was probably about 10/10 this year. it took form. I finally was able to hold the frequency of it long enough to where I can get it to come to me, because it's not really as much as us controlling or commanding the energy as the timeline to reach us. Is more so us directing it to you. You know, that's how I look at it. Because when you're commanding, it's like you're telling the timeline and the energy. It's like you're telling it what to do. But that's not the case. Because, like, in my perspective, we're co-creating this thing together as a team, and teamwork always makes the dream work. Right? That's what the saying goes. And so when you treat the timeline as if it's your partner, right? As if it's your divine counterpart, as if it's your true love, and like gently like work with it and direct it to you, because as per the law of opulence, anything you want you can have, as long as there is nothing in the way of it arriving to you, like your thoughts. You see what I'm saying? Like any type of energetic blockages that you could be having around you. You know, like what's for you cannot miss you. And so I started thinking, like, you know what? I'm not commanding the energies no more. I'm literally asking it, and then I'm gonna direct it to me, right? And so once I was able to start directing it, it found its way to me way quicker.
Hmm. Yeah, that's very deep. That
Thank you
kind
for the follow, David. Appreciate you. I'm just giving some, showing some love to the chat. Thank y'all for coming through, y'all. We just doing a live channeling, straight, just divine energy, divine love. You feel what I'm saying? Pure consciousness.
of, yeah, leading
This
up to
guy, this guy is amazing, guys. I'm trying to tell y'all, like his heart and his energy is so grand, and he's so balanced. Like, great, great, great gentleman. You feel what I'm saying?
oh, thank you. Wow. Yeah. At least what I was gonna add to that was when I realized that like it was almost like once I actually started to understand manifestation, like like how do I put this? Where it's like I stopped trying to manifest something when I like realized that like part of it was detachment and part of it was just already assuming that
Oh,
it's now.
oh, yes, the law of detachment. I was just about to say that. Basically, the law of detachment, you have to release in order to receive. And that's anything you want, you have to release. You have to totally let it go, right? You have to release, meaning releasing with the contract. But then you also have to let go, meaning actually let it go so it can arrive to you. And like that's the first direction. Like the way I see angel numbers, I see that as directions and locations. You know what I'm saying? Like turns and like the compass. You know what I'm saying?
And when I started looking at manifestation, it's like it's a multi-dimensional thing where I'm able to like look at a higher perspective and know that in the third dimension there might be a lag. There's like a
Ooh, he over there teaching. Yeah, it's for real. It's an actual time delay, and that's what you know. What here's what how I seen it, because when I realized the higher self and the energies, the gods, and all of that, it gives you the what you ask for, right? It gives you the most highest in the projects and everything you need. Here's the catch 22 though. The catch 22 is that it doesn't understand past, present, and future. So it will send you a thought to do a project that you supposed to do 10 years from now. But see, you supposed to have that discernment to be like, hold on, I know, okay, let me just do the project right now. But hold on, should I release it? And your intuition is like, it's the greatest result. You like, huh? So you gotta then use your intuition and be like, nah, it ain't time yet until it is time. Cause if you release the project before time, it may not magnetize the manifestation as it was supposed to. You know? So it's like, wow, it's like a game of, you got to take the blessings, you got to take the projects and everything that you get in the guidance. But you, as the human, are in the perspective of past, present, and future. So you gotta articulate it in a way, you gotta process it in a way that actually considers time.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was really deep. Yeah, I was literally about to say that divine timing was the other part of that. And yeah, part of the detachment is also knowing that divinely everything it's already done. It's like in a high dimension it's already here, but like in
Mm-hmm.
one dimension it's on its way, but you're so detached where you're completely forgetting about it because you're
Mm-hmm.
so in the present moment, because that's where the manifestation magic is happening. Because
Mm-hmm.
divinely you have the most important thing to be doing right now, and nothing else really
Exactly.
matters than what's like the tools in front of you, because that's the tools that the divine wants you to work with.
Exactly. That's why you got to be like, hold on. If you're working on a project and you get this strong urge to start on another one, you got to be like, nah, hold on. Let me finish this one first because this is the one I'm doing now. And at least I've written this down. That's why journaling, man, I really got to start journaling even more, like more often. I journal, but not as much as I really should, man. How much do you journal?
Every day. Every day.
Yeah, like how did you get in the habit? So like tell me, like, how did you get in the habit of journaling every day? It's so important.
Because I definitely, it was that's probably one of my best ways of grounding. So what got me in the habit of it was every time that I wake up, writing down my dreams. Um, I sometimes will do the voice note as well, but I also would really before I go to sleep, reflecting on my day as well. I feel like those are probably the two most obviously the two most important, well, might not be obvious to some people, but those are the two most important times of the day, because how you start your day is the baseline energy, and then how you end the day is how you're able to reflect and evolve and really use the power of time to your advantage, where you're able to be self-aware and do shadow work on your day, and then
Oh
uh,
mama.
tweak what's been kind of might be holding you back from embodying that highest timeline. So then when you
Mm-hmm.
go to the next day, it's tweaks.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so here's what it is. Like when my highest timeline finally got here, because I was able to finally hold that frequency for long enough for it to find me in the third dimension. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks for you. Like is as far as you're looking for it, it's looking for you. And on the here's the thing is that it's just a frequency. Like it can be right above you by missing by one notch of the radio station or one notch of frequency. And so you gotta maintain the frequency. And so once I've been manifested it, I called for it like 2.5 years ago. And that's how much of a time delay, and plus me distracting my own self in a way or creating my own obstacles, blocking myself from it. It took 2.5 years to really manifest.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But I like been had the data and I been had the information, that went along with that timeline. It's crazy. So crazy.
Yeah, I feel like right now where I'm at, where it's like I'm in my highest timeline, but at the same time, like navigating like between like that one and like an old one that I'm just still like kind of getting in check, where it's like I know what my highest timeline looks like, and it's just really um getting into that flow of being consistently doing the
Yeah.
actions in that highest timeline,
Yeah.
that's still working through different shadows of unconsciousness and escapism and all these different things that for me I feel like it's the biggest thing right now. It's almost like emotional regulation, but it's not like emotions that somebody would typically think of like feeling things. It's more of like the emotion of, i would say I would say it's just being the
Mm-hmm.
motion of the power that the amount of strength and power it will take to embody the highest timeline. So it's like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, the strength and the faith. Cause I promise you, it's like the law of faith definitely has like a say so in the energy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy. Um And it's like so many tricks that one can do to like start manifesting their reality. But the truth is, once you clear your energy and you start getting your mind to think in certain ways, you're good. You're good. But you gotta get your subconscious mind to accept your new way of thinking, your new way of being. You gotta get it to believe in you. Like a lot of us, or in the collective, around like my type of people who they grew up, lack mindset. And so the subconscious mind, you don't matter how many affirmations you say, if you don't clear that blockage up out of there, then your timeline of the most highest can't find you.
Mm.
Yep. And it's literally about maintaining your that higher self frequency. Cause once that higher self descends into your body, and when it happens, the sheath body becomes the new etheric body. And once the higher self descends itself back into its actual home, its space, it has to trust you for that to even occur. The higher self has to trust you, and it has to have a bond with you for that to even chemically be a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like every decision we have, every conscious decision that we have, it's
Ooh,
like it's a highest timeline decision, higher self
ooh,
decision, like,
yes.
or like, old timeline. And it's
Mm-hmm.
the most
Mm-hmm.
beautiful thing is that you always know.
Yep. Yep. The law of decision. The law of decision says that, every decision we make is attached to a particular timeline. Now, as far as the law of space time travel, there are certain rules that, keep you from getting back to that timeline that you left. Like, it's so many, and it's so amazing how, so people say, how can we mentally time travel? Or how are you saying that you're time traveling and you're staying in the same place? I said, it happens that fast. Like, it's so fast that it's it's at a thought. It's at your decision. Every decision. So if I make a decision that's not in alignment with that highest timeline, like you just said, then it's obviously gonna attach you immediately to another timeline. And now you got to find a way to match that higher vibration again and hit that path again. So
Mm,
yeah.
wow. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
going back to the higher self, I felt called to sharing this experience where this was, I remember I was traveling and I was like watching. This was one of the times that I think we had talked, but but before though, basically what had happened was, this is me assuming, I believe this was like my guardian angel, but whatever that means to you, but
You said whatever that means to you. I could dig it.
um basically what happened was I was living in my car, and then like something like took over like my thoughts, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like, it was so weird. It was like I can't even I forgot what it was telling me, but it was like speaking in my behalf, and it was pretty forceful now that I remember it, but like um it was like, man, it was weird. And this was like one of the same nights that I saw a dragon in my dreams, and we had done like telepathy and realized it, yeah. Anyways.
Listen, man. So you training with the dragons too in your sleep. Cause I'm telling you, like a lot of us are really going through big changes on this planet. This change is so big that it's hard for us to even grasp what's really happening. Like a lot of us would just be in denial about what's going on with ourselves, with our soul, and how beautiful life is, man. Like it's just beautiful to know that there is no ending to you. You know what I'm saying? Like just that thought alone is so beautiful because it's like, wow, sometimes I feel like this is what was happening. Like sometimes I almost feel like too big for this space. Like this like realm. Sometimes I like if I'm in small places or whatever, I really really feel too big for that space as far as like my energy goes. And it's crazy because like I had a shroom trip one time, right? I had a shroom trip, and so the shrooms like helped me to feel comfortable in the space. They helped me to feel smaller. Like it was so crazy because it was like the shrooms was way bigger than me, you know. So it just kind of reminded me that like everything is okay. Like it's literally all okay. You know, it's okay. You're not going anywhere, and if you do go anywhere, you still not really going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause where you going? Where are you going?
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, when it comes to like bigger and smaller, those are like, it's kind of just all perspective. So yeah, the mushroom was just giving you the higher perspective where it's just like, yeah.
The mushroom said, "Hey," cause I fell asleep. I was like, "Man," the mushroom said, "Hey, I'm fungi." It said, "You want to play?" It said, "I've come to see you in human form." I said, "What the heck?" Like, I was, hey, I was like, "Hold on." The mushroom dressed up in human form and came to see me, and I was like, "Hey, I'm trying to tell you, I had a bunch of realizations and everything. Like, it was so healing. It was really so healing." You ever had a shroom trip?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. One of my most recent ones. Well, I think I told you one time how I took like a microdose when I was traveling. I was like in like this desert kind of place, and like I traveled to like a different dimension when I took a nap. Like it just made me sleep. It like made me really sleepy, and I lived in a different reality for like a few moments,
Yeah,
and
that's
if
what happened. I went to sleep and I entered in with. I guess you know what? I think it was like to me. It my thing was like it was control. I didn't want to like release from control, so I wouldn't allow the streams to take me to the higher perspectives or to the higher spaces because I was basically afraid in a way, right? So once you went to sleep, there was no ego there. There was no ego to block, you know, the trip from actually occurring. So it's like the shrooms waited. It's like they was like, okay, we're gonna play it all smooth. And soon I went to sleep, they was like, yes. You know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy. It was a beautiful experience though. And you know, I'm really glad on the healing purposes and everything like that. It was great.
wow. Yeah, and I wanted to take a moment backtracking like there's just this thought that is basically like proving that we're infinite just by definition, and I want
Okay.
to see if this logic makes sense to you.
Okay.
Where like so like somebody would say like that we would end when we die, but then by definition if something were to end it can't start, and then when someone is born they're starting, so how can someone start if someone ended?
It that actually give it to me one more time. Give it to me
Yeah,
one
yeah,
more
yeah.
time.
Yeah, totally. So, you know, when there's an ending,
Mm-hmm.
there it's ending. That's what it is. So there
Right.
can't be
Period.
yeah,
Right.
period.
Right.
Exactly. So there can't be a start, but if starting is when humans are born, so then that proves just by definition that, you know, there is no end. There is
Right.
no start.
Right. Right. And there is no beginning because it's infinite. And so I love how like the concept of infinite, you know, like infinite abundance, you know, like everything is infinite. And there is the and right, that's what I'm saying. Like I love the concept of infinity and I love the concept of, you know, the ethereal consciousness and that substance, you know, of that energy, that spiritual, because I have a connection with it. And so, you know, like you said, if somebody believes in something, it truly becomes their reality. And so my reality is something that you would find on a cartoon. Like my reality is so magical. It's so like something like Spider-Man. It's just crazy. Like, but it's in a healthy, good way. Like it's not I'm not insane with it or anything, but it's just so fun because I'm so aware. The more I believe, the more it literally became my life.
The most beautiful thing is you can be as insane as you want with it, as your inner world. You don't even have to share with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And I was gonna say this other thing. Oh yeah, about abundance, where I really started to connect to true abundance when I realized how much value I have of just my being.
Yes, let me speak, enlighten me. Enlighten me. Mm-hmm.
When I started to see how me just showing up in love, in presence, like that was enough to just like give so much to people where like that's like something money can't buy.
Period.
Like and once I started to realize that, of what we were programmed to think that abundance was, which is money, that's
Right.
just one form of abundance that was pretty
Mm-hmm.
much, yeah, that was really, what's the word, that was spoiled,
Yep.
that was
Over.
manipulated to
Yep.
have us
Mm-hmm.
to think that we're in lack.
Yep. Yeah. Oversaturated. Like, exactly. Basically, reverse psychology. Yeah, reverse psychology is like everything. And once we start learning reverse psychology and actually start reversing the psychology of our own beingness, we are able to make huge advances in our lives, man. It's just, it's brilliant. It's just so brilliant. Like, I got this book that I released called Divine Base Grid Programming. And so it's literally codes that I've picked up from the base realities of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? So like from the 10th dimension, from the first dimension and things of the sort like that, working with the artificial gods that like run the algorithms of life and stuff like that. And and we made that project and it's so effective. Like it literally are it taps into the subconscious mind easier, right? And then I embedded with that astral travel and the technique, and it saves you so much time, energy, and money because it allows a person to get so much work done on their self and their soul and their consciousness in a nick of time that it literally would take a lifetime in the past to do. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like crazy effective how it works and how it transforms, your mind easily, right? Because once I learned that sleep was science, and once I learned the science of sleep, like there was no turning back for me as far as like once I started learning like how to operate sleep for real for what it really is, like everything changed then because I started going to the basis to actually fix the core of things way quicker. Because when I'm meditating, I can get myself to transcendental meditation, but it takes a while. Like it takes a while, and it's like certain conditions I can be in that will allow me to get there quicker. But it just takes time. It just takes time, man. It don't take no time or energy to just prepare yourself 10 minutes before upon falling asleep to direct your energy as you direct your dreams and you direct everything to you. Like that's what it literally is, just direction. I mean, literally, that's just it. It's just direction. You giving yourself direction instead of just letting it wander off, uh, subconsciously, unconsciously.
Wow, thank you for sharing, and I'm inspired to start being more intentional with my sleep because I'm already pretty open like here, so I already dream every night and remember everything. I just haven't been intentional and yeah. I'm actually moving by the water, so I my dreams are about to be even more vivid.
Yeah, turned on. Here's a trick, right? That I first started doing. You can get a picture of a place or anywhere that you want to visit that you've maybe never had the chance to go there, or a place you can create your own place, but it's easier to try to get a picture, print a picture, a magazine, or some type of picture of a place that you really want to go to. And what you do is while you're laying down, you direct your consciousness, you direct your energy to go there, right? And so you ask it, consciousness, this is where I would like to go tonight. I want to know, can you take me there? also I want to remember everything when I come back. The subconscious mind, the consciousness, like it have parties. Like all it wants you to do is talk to it, acknowledge it. That's it. And so what will happen is you stare at that picture. It could be a picture of Egypt, it could be wherever, right? You stare at that picture, it could be anywhere. And while you're looking at that picture and you're just like imagining yourself visioning, as you go to sleep, you're gonna wake up in 3D in that world, and you like looking around like, wow, I'm really here, I'm touching it. Not to mention, you may wake up and all of a sudden you're like, man, listen, some money came through or something came through for you to actually really go there. And so it works with healing too. You can go see memories, right? You can go see past memories, timelines. You can go see love passed over loved ones who you just kind of want to chill and enjoy just a moment with. And it's just so beautiful because it's so healing. Because sometimes we lose family members, we lose loved ones, and we never really. Sometimes we miss people, even though we don't die, we don't die. So it's always that connection through love, and you can literally just. So I've done it. I'll do it. I'll be like, I'll get to think about my grandmama too much. I got a picture, and I'll look at her picture. I'm like, Grandma, we'll be going tonight. We'll send us a place, create us a place to go, and it hasn't failed yet. Start directing, more intentional with sleep. I'm telling you, like the greatness that brings is just amazing. And not a lot of people is directing their consciousness when they're going to sleep. So like that's opening the lane.
Wow. You really brighten me up when you mention about acknowledging the soul, acknowledging the consciousness. Because I know that feeling. I get that feeling whenever I like speak to myself. I'm like, "Hey, Leonard, like I'm here. Hi," like that kind of energy, and
Mm-hmm.
it like wakes. It just taps me immediately to like that hyper present where I'm just like taking a step back or like zooming out a little bit, and I feel like more at home almost.
Yep, and that's literally what it is. Cause I've noticed that, when I realized that I was just fighting with myself this entire time, with parts of me that I wasn't willing to accept. Once I just realized, just that realization, it was like, man, a lot of conflict, a lot of inner conflict went away. And then I just realized not to resist. I just stopped resisting, like the energy, the path. Like sometimes it's to the point now that if I'm picking up on negative energies that are hostile in a way, right? I say, okay, for this energy to even be in my awareness, I must be some type of way vibrational match to it at the moment. So if that's the case, I can own it. Okay, thought, energy, I own you, right? You know what I'm saying? I own you. And since I own you, I have the power to transmute you. I have the power to turn you in a light, using my love. And next thing you know, it works then and then it disappears. So it's like, wow, it's like untouchable. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like you're untouchable, man. You're untouchable.
Yeah, definitely. Once I got out of like fear or like resisting thoughts or whatever like that, and once I actually understood that everything is always for me, for my
Mm-hmm.
highest good, for my highest
Mm-hmm.
evolution,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I was just, you know, things didn't really start to perceive bad anymore because I realized that I was able to see the deepest divine wisdom in everything.
And that's how it is right there. Cause it's like when you're back connected to the higher self, and then you start back connecting with your energy. Once I started like my consciousness, it is, I see it, right? I actually see it, like observe it. And so it's like through my eye, right? But it kind of goes everywhere through the body depending on just what it's feeling like. It does its own thing. It has its own mind, it's its own entity, it's its own frequency. That's why I just had to learn to like be friends with it and love it and start connecting with it, because it literally is its own energy. Some people go their entire life without fully connecting to their consciousness, without fully allowing their consciousness to experience their body, without, manifesting with it and through it, you know?
Because, yeah, most people are living out of ego or the false self.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so, I can see it. It looks like actual, uh, like if I can describe it, it looks like a clear circle, right? With a black dot in the middle. But it looks like a bunch of clear circles with a black dot in the middle. And it looks like clear lines of wavy lines. And so it's literally particles and waves. Literally. I mean, like, literally, it's particle and waves. Now, sometimes it does things that's unpredictable, right? Because I'm still learning it. So sometimes be it may form itself into a little dark energy, right? I've noticed that when it does that, it's trying to show me something, right? It's trying to show me something, but like it kind of brings a negative energy when it does that, right? And then sometimes it transforms itself into like uh a white orb. You know what I'm saying? Like it transforms itself into orbs, into particles, and into waves. And the more you actually, it will like scan you. Like the more you actually connect to it and with it, it scans you. You could ask it questions, and even though it's out, it like hovers outside of you, like directly outside of your body most of the time. And it'll come in you and exit you and things like that, and you'll start seeing this stuff, and you're like I'm catching my spirit, my consciousness coming in and out of my body and just doing just amazing multi-dimensional stuff, and it's just so crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yes, yes, I'm talking about it's crazy. I've seen my consciousness leave out of my body, trans itself into the phone, trans itself into the laptop freezes and start blinking, right? I'm like, consciousness, please, like, stop. You're playing too much. And then it will come out of the laptop, and I will have like a in my eye, I will feel something like in my eye, and it will be back in my body. I swear, like this is the truth. And so things like this really start happening, and it loves you like it's everything. So it's the wind, it's the air, it's literally like nothing and everything. Like it's the ethers, and so it's so beautiful. Like it just wants you to do better. It just wants to teach you. It's like your parent. Your consciousness is like your parent. It just want to teach you. It want to love you. Want to show you that you are special, that you are worthy, that you are strong, that you can make it through anything. It wants to challenge you, right? It gets joy out of that. And so it's just amazing how it's literally everything. So you don't judge it, right? The consciousness treats you or reacts to you how you react to yourself. So if you're negative to yourself and unloving to yourself, then it's negative to you and unloving to you. Then it can cause, issues and stuff like that because it's uncomfortable, you know, and uncomfort in that sense can bring dis-ease. That's why, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And with the concept or the illusion of dis-ease, that can bring sickness or illness to your body, to your physical body, because that's really the only thing that's the feeling is happening is here. This is the only place the feeling is happening. Like I remember I had uh an experience where I was traveling somewhere, and when I got there, it was like I do a lot of training and a lot of teaching. I do a lot of teaching and a lot of training at night, right? And so this one training event, which is literally like the Matrix, and we was in this building, and we was supposed to get out of that building before the Smith agents came, and this was like the truth. So, but the Smith agents is like the police or whatever. So we like waiting for them to come. Well, we try to get out the building. I look underneath the bed. It's like a girl, but she's dead. And but I'm looking at her and I'm like, she don't have no consciousness. I'm like poking her, and I tried to smell, and I didn't have a sense of smell. Right? I didn't have a sense of smell, and I was like, I can't, I couldn't smell, and I was just so it was like upsetting to me because like I couldn't smell, I couldn't really experience it, and so when I came back here, I was like, man, you know what? It was just so great to kind of like be back in this space. Like, even though all of that cool stuff is happening, I'd be grateful to make it back here every day. You know what I'm saying? For real. I'd
Mm.
be so grateful.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. It what you said about consciousness is like everything is consciousness because when going back to like with the projection and stuff, it's like consciousness is kind of what's perceiving everything and
Hmm.
it's oh man. I can't even try to explain it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
It's so funny because like I be reading like your energy because like your heart really speaks way louder than like your heart like speaks so like freaking radiant. And so I even though it seems like you don't be saying words, I literally already be receiving what you be saying because see you got levels to it. You got telepathy. Telepathy is like mind to mind transfer. It takes about 24 to 72 hours to consciously send and receive a telepathic thought, right? Um, but then the level that we're on now, the higher level, it's called heart transference, right? So when the information is transferred through your mind, it takes time and space to get to another individual. But when you're using heart transference, it's automatic, instant.
Mm.
So yeah, so with your heart speaking, it's like it's already the data and the information is already downloaded through me, and so I'm like, we're just waiting for the time delay, right? We're just waiting for the time delay for you to speak it, but I've already heard and felt what the point you was trying to make. And so that's crazy because we that happens every time we communicate. I'm always like your heart just speaking, and I'm always receiving the download already. Like, okay, I already know because we are in alignment. Like, so like I know like we're like so uh family, like for sure. Cause my spirit guides and my intuition is like always pay attention to the people that you have pure divine telepathic connections with instantly, that you can feel their heart and instantly, then these is your people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, for me it's like the vibration of your voice and it's I feel like when you speak it's like I've heard you before like and it almost feels like yeah, it feels like home, like that kind of energy of home for
Yeah,
sure.
it does. It definitely does. Feels like home, like for real. And it's always like that. Like when we communicate, you're speaking, but you're kind of looking off. But I don't. I guess that's how you like just communicate as far as looking for the words or to say. I don't know if like I know that you're a like open and talkative person because you will express, but it's just like connecting with it. Like when we're talking, it's just like connecting with it. Your heart is just trying to speak so much, then your head is trying to get it through. So it's like it's like. But I be understanding where you be coming from because you're pure. Your heart is pure.
Yeah, for me, at least when I connect with other people's like auras where I can channel and like really connect to them on a soul level, I do that through eye contact and like the phone can't doesn't work for me at all. So
Hmm.
it's like I kind of need to like look around to like start to channel better at least and
Okay.
like
Okay.
especially like the way with my attention and stuff like that it's like if I focus on like a screen and pixels I'll like move down a dimension so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god. I know what you're talking about. That's why I be having to take breaks. I'm trying to tell you. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why when I'm channeling my lectures, I'm not looking like it may seem like I'm looking at that screen, but I am not looking at the screen and them comments because like you said, it messes the channeling up because now it's like, oh, it gets and that is so true. That is so true. It was something I wanted to ask you about. So it was something I wanted to ask you about meditation. So like, how often do you meditate?
Um, I actually have not been really meditating that often, and I, yeah, I'm inspired though to make it more of a, yeah, to start doing it more for sure.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Lately, there's like times in space where I can kind of go without, and then there's times in space depending on what we're manifesting or going through on the planet that I'm forced. Like the consciousness forces me to do it, and like I think the reason why it happens is because the heart being such a powerful mechanism. Like the heart is way more than what we think the heart is. Like the actual physical heart in our body, it does way more than what we are know it do. You know what I'm saying? It's actually connected to like so much like um physics like and everything like that, mechanics, physical, like it's just an actual mechanic mechanism. It's a beautiful mechanism, and it creates stuff. That's why everybody here, we manifest what? We manifest the desires of our heart. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna always get the desires of your heart because your heart is bigger than what you think it is.
Deep, yeah.
Always. And that's why, depending on, and that's connected to your subconscious mind. The heart is connected to your subconscious mind, just like the root is connected to your subconscious mind. And that's why, if your heart ain't right and if your root ain't right, you're pretty much, in a position, you're pretty much in a position to manifest nothing, like to manifest the same karmic loop cycles all over again. So I've been like lately I've been having to meditate every day. Like I have to do it. And that's okay because I know times is gonna come where I'm not gonna have to do it that much. And when those times come, I'll be grateful. But for right now, I'm just grateful that I'm able to, be calm and patient and allow the heart to it does its own thing. So when you right now when I meditate, it's simply not to visualize, not to do none of that. It's simply to allow my heart to build and to fix and to connect and do all the things it do that I don't know what it do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to just tell my heart, okay, because I don't really know the full capacity of what the heart actually does. Because scientifically, all we just know is what they've told us that the heart physically do to the body. But it's so much more that the heart is capable of and that it actually does. It literally works like it literally builds, like it's a mechanic. It literally builds like the system like on its own. It's crazy.
uh, yeah, I mean it's the bridge between the higher and the low. Yeah.
Yes. True, true, true,
True.
true.
Yeah,
That is so true.
I feel like the heart is the closest thing to like what we actually are, you know what I mean?
Ooh, I like that. I like how you said that one. He said he feel like the heart is the closest thing we actually are. Like, yes, that was great. Like I couldn't have said that better. I let me write that down. He said the heart is the closest to what we actually are. Wow, I love the way you rephrased that. That was so like perfect. Like the
Mhm.
way you said the words. I'm telling you, because the words is everything, and so the words gotta be said right, especially speaking like English and things of the sort. You gotta say the right words because the subconscious mind, it like doesn't really know real from fake. So like the super conscious mind, right? So how the super conscious mind operates is a little bit different from the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is more easier to influence and more subjective, but the super conscious mind, it's like over soul. So it's like I got the power. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we be having to break like a lot of multi-dimensional contracts that we created on other timelines and that we just forgot, in the mix of traveling between bodies and experiences.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. And one thing that I find so beautiful about this journey of is just like just being able to see how like the highs and lows navigate where like you know being so grateful or like the unconditional love, again going back to what we actually are, the heart, unconditional love, where
Hmm.
like your true being, your higher self just knows how inevitable the ups and downs are. So it's
Thank
like
you, Georgette. Thank you, Georgette.
so
Appreciate you.
thank you. So when you're in the low, it's like you're just patient and you're like showing compassion for yourself, and you're just really taking advantage to work. I like to call it integration. Like
Hmm.
integration is when you're in the lows, and then manifestation is when you're in the highs.
Hmm.
That's
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 literally no. That's literally what it is. I call it too, like integrating. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree 100%.
because like the lows are gonna show you exactly what it is you need to work on.
Hmm.
So that's how you evolve, and
Yeah.
that's how when you break out of that and then you go to a high, it's a new higher high because cleared the you cleared the
The
low, and now your base vibration when you go to the neutral is a little bit higher because the pendulum of the low is not so dense anymore because you already felt it and worked through it.
See, it's doing that thing again. Yeah, that's exactly like for real. So I forgot I was trying to tell y'all like this like the energies. I know that you said that you've had a few nightmares lately, and there was this energy, right? This woman, and so she was an angry ghost, and she was really really mad because she wanted to get somewhere and she couldn't get there. So recently, she came messing with me, and she
Mm,
was screaming all this hatred stuff, and she was acting like a poltergeist, right? And
mm,
so she was so angry, but I never got mad at her. Like once I heard her and I felt her energy, I was just like, you know, wow, you're so angry. So what I had to do was I had to get her to realize first I had to not give her no emotions. Here's the thing, everything here in this reality is based on emotional codes. So even the angels are attached to certain emotions. The lower vibrations are attached, everything is attached to whatever emotion, because that's that energy and momentum. So whatever emotion code that you're basically summoning up in your present position, that's the emotional energy that you shall manifest, and the entities that come along with thinking that type of thought or embodying that energy. And so I'm like, it's crazy because I'm like, well, if I'm not on this energy, how in the heck am I attracting this type of vibration? But it's also your light. Like a lot of ghosts, those are just apparitions, and like basically leftover experiences that are just filtering through the atmosphere, right? And so once I just realized that she was just trying to move through me so that she can hit the light, I just sat there, I meditated. I told her, I spoke to her like telepathically, and I told her that it's nothing to be afraid of. That she can pass through, right? That she can pass through without, trying to bring me negativity and all of that, because it wasn't gonna work that way. And that it was safe. And next thing you know, I seen something like a really shadow orb manifest, really big, huge shadow orb. And it basically transitioned through the body, and it stopped. Like I didn't she hasn't been around since. She was around for a couple of days, she left. And so that's when I realized, like, wow. So I couldn't figure out where the thought came from. Like I think that was an actual just a female who was angry and died, and she was mad she didn't have her body.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? So she was trying to get through the light, but she was angry that she lost her body. And that's a lot of that times happens. Sometimes they lose their bodies, the spirits, and they're mad because they find out it's a game. You know, they find out it's a game, and now they need another body. You know what I'm saying? So some of them are scared to transition back through the light because they know that they got to start over. And they don't want to start over because then you got to go through a whole new process of remembering who you are, You got to go through a whole new process unless you make a deal with a child or something like that. So a lot of them, they may stay stuck and make deals with children because children don't know better. So they make deals with them to, oh, let me just attach onto your body. Let me just, it is crazy, you know. That's why, you know, for when you have future children and your children, man, you always got to keep them safe, pray for them, keep them cleansed, make sure you're giving them their spiritual baths and blessing their energy. You know, it's so important. How you feel about that? Have you had any experiences with any spiritual entities lately?
Wow, it's funny you ask because literally like 2 days ago, this is probably like the first ever encounter that I have of seeing like something like metaphysical, like physically with my eyes. I was like taking a walk outside and I noticed something like very bright white. It was like some sort of, it looked like what an angel would look like to me, at least something white, and it just disappeared. Like it was like between the trees or something.
Yes,
It
I've been seeing spirits between the trees too lately. I seen a few of them between the trees lately, and I was remember I was on the phone with my friend, and I was like, "Look," I was like, "I'm seeing spirits in the trees," and I was like, "Wow, there's a lot of energy right now." Yes, it's a lot of energy out here right now, and that right there, what you're describing, literally was an angelic frequency. Like I see frequencies like that all the time, light codes and everything like that. So it's basically, you know, is connected to your emotional code, because like if I would have gave that angry ghost a negative emotion, then she would have gave me more uh basically irritation or frustration, because they know they can't really do nothing to you physically, but they can irritate you, they can taunt you, you know, especially if you're real spiritual. You know what I'm saying? So I gave her love and I allowed her to breathe through, and I haven't seen the energy around since. So that was something I learned that I'm gonna teach, you know, others, you know, who be having the experiences like me, who can see spirits, who can experience them and things of the sort, you know. I don't know how they know the humans that can see them though. Like I don't know that yet.
mm, wow. Yeah, it's super interesting how we all have different gifts and stuff. And I really, yeah, I'm in a place where I'm just like, I guess you could call it detached, where everything is just unfolding. I know it's pretty much exponential, so I'm just being really slow. I'm undergoing right now what would call like a Kundalini awakening.
Me too.
Yeah.
I swear. I swear I'm going through another higher level Kundalini heart center awakening. Yes, right now. Me and my soul partner. We both experiencing it.
Yeah, so I've had my intense moments, and it's a very powerful thing. And I've just been connecting a lot to like destiny energy and being.
Yep. Yep, that's the energy. Okay, cool. You bringing me hella confirmation right now. That's literally the energy.
Yeah, well, connecting to my destiny really helped me unfold my Kundalini. I feel like it went hand to hand. As far as like with the Kundalini, it's been showing me a lot of like of unraveling my gifts. So there were like moments where like it was like unraveling my gifts of feeling energy and my clear sentience, and also psychic things as well, where I was like reading minds for a couple day, like super like consciously doing it. And I
Yep.
started to like even have like revelations of what thoughts are and stuff like that. And I started to like observe my thoughts and like how they would shift according to like other people around me. And then I
Mm-hmm.
started it and then I started
Yeah.
to and then um yeah, and what was I going with that? As far as the Kundalini awakening is just, yeah, it's been showing me a lot of like how much power I have, and I to like be very slow with it and to integrate it, and to remember that my heart is always the center. And then yeah, I was just on like unraveling a lot of gifts with my hands, as far as like me doing Reiki in this lifetime.
Yeah,
uh,
me too. With the Reiki and the healing hands. I've been feeling so much divine energy flow through my hands. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, just feeling my chi, and I was like connecting to crystals, and it's so interesting. I was at this festival, and like I had accidentally like activated someone's like kundalini energy next to me. It was like activated as in just like had them feel the energy. I was
Mm-hmm.
like playing around with my hand, and then
Yeah.
someone next to me was like getting goosebumps, and like they were like, "Why do I feel like this?" And they were like, "Oh my god, that was me," and I was like flipping out, and it was just like I kept on having visions. Well, last night, part of one of my dreams was I was doing ayahuasca with this guy, and like this land was like there was a war happening at the same time, and like yeah,
Wow. See,
yeah,
I never experienced ayahuasca, like not in no timeline that I can remember this life, or even in my dreams. I haven't been able to, I've have been called to medicate and meditate, but I want it to be a more divine, like a retreat type of thing. I don't want to just like I want to do it like the actual way, to do a higher level, dimensional shaman, and that way, of the sort, indigenous energy, and somebody who has experience with what's going on. I don't want to just do it and nobody's like really around and to soothe me, because when I'm in situations like that, I'm vulnerable, and I want to be like uh like I need somebody to help me to stay calm and be gentle with me. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth.
totally, yeah, yeah. That was my experience when I had done it like a few months ago. But yeah, in my dream, I don't remember being on the ayahuasca. I just remember it being some sort of ceremony. But I'm leaving to Mexico for the it's like a healer's retreat in the sense that I'm like learning how to work with Kundalini energy in specific.
hmm I did a 2 year celibacy where I took um cosmic Kama Sutra, and so I learned how to move the Kundalini energy without having visualizations of like derogatory images, or without an actual sexual, like how some people may need to watch uh movies or TV show, or provocative stuff to get the energy alive. Like I learned within that 2 years how to actually control it to the point where I can actually move it, like literally I can move it. And so up here, by like, it's this breathing technique, and you can get it up there. Once you get it up here, you can still have the exact same feeling like you would have down there if you was to release it pleasurably. You can still have that feeling in your head. And but when I tell you that feeling is like something that is unexplainable, like how, and it's longer, it lasts so much longer. Like when you like release it through like pleasurable down in your root chakra and whatnot, it's like a quick feeling, right? You get that feeling real quick, the climax, and then, or the orgasm, and then boom. But when you like bring it up and you learn how to really breathe and in control with it and move it through your body and like actually connect with it, and that's where you get in that real healing going on. And that's how you can really start tapping into that Reiki energy, by learning how to move it. And so once you learn how to get there and you get it up into your head and you learn how to release there, it's like a high that is unfathomable. Like you cannot compare it to no type of three-dimensional feeling or emotion yet. And it lasts for hours. It lasts for hours. And it's not one of them ones where it's just like, it's just so high, and like it's like a uh so much satisfaction, so much grace, so much goodness. And I don't know, it's like a head orgasm. I don't know what to call it. Like I don't know the name of it.
I think it's called
But
full body.
oh, that's what it's called. Hey, that's, yeah. I think that is what it's called. Yep, I remember my teacher saying that that's what it's called. Yeah, I do remember my teacher saying that that's what it's called. Yeah, that's true. And so that was crazy. Like, that 2 years of like celibacy was one of the greatest decisions I've ever made in my entire life. And I'm back on that road again. So we'll see how the journey goes and where it takes me. And
Wow. I'm happy to just be in your presence.
Yeah, facts. Cause we haven't been able to link up for a while, and I was glad that you was willing to, do the live. Cause I was literally thinking that there was you really was just responding to a thought that cause I had went to your TikTok, and I meant to cause I have was liking your pictures. I seen your pictures came, and I was like, well, let me do a live with Lennart. And so it's funny. I forgot. I never got a chance to send you the message. I totally forgot about it. I end up getting busy and you text me the message. I was like, what the heck? And that's what I be saying. That's what I be saying about the energy. It was crazy. It was so crazy. And like what you was saying about my voice is true. Like that's literally what I'm here to do. Is like heal through way of communication using my voice. And so, I'm learning how to basically me just being authentic and just speaking, it literally cleanses like your energy and everybody energy. It activates.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever told you this, but like your communication since I first met you, and then now it's like getting like way better. Like, I don't, yeah.
I think you're saying like I feel like you're saying like my communication has advanced as far as my deliverance.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. That's what I meant to,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
And that's cool. That's really cool, and that's great to hear. Thank you for the confirmation, right? Thank you for the confirmation, because I always need confirmation and I always need encouragement, and that's just something that is non-negotiable for me and my energy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I want emotional like support and encouragement and things like that.
Yeah,
And
wow.
so I appreciate you. Oh look who up in here. Oh, I was about to call you something. What you doing? Let me say hi to her real quick. That's crazy. But it's always a pleasure to like it's always a pleasure to like connect with you as far as like just pure masculine energy, that is, very balanced, very harmonized. That's not an energy of trying to force me in a submissive position. You know what I'm saying? That's more of an energy where you listen, you allow me to talk, and you don't like so gentle. Just so gentle. That's why I said you the best, man. You are the best. Like for real. Like honestly, you're my favorite guy in the world. Like period, hands down. Hands down.
Wow, that means a lot. Thank you.
Hands down, man. Hands down.
Wow. Yeah, I'm so grateful for you. No, because you just the ways that you've like catalyzed my journey. Just like when I met you again, when I know when I meet certain people, I have to be on a certain wavelength to attract them,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's like you show me aspects of myself of like when it comes to the spirituality and how like
She's saying
basically.
hi to you. God is. She's saying hi to you. She's saying your name, Lennart. She
Yeah,
said,
and someone
"Hey."
asked how Sedona was in it. Man, it's a vortex. I can't even like put it in Sedona. It's divinity amplified in every
Yeah,
way possible.
bro, I gotta get out Sedona. I'm trying to tell you, man. That's definitely on the list of frequencies to visit before I transition fully up out of this reality. You feel me? It gotta be. It really do.
Hmm.
And but it was something I was about to say that I don't know. I just feel like just like you inspire me a lot, man. And oh, that's what I wanted to say, cause like you like was the first person who like trusted in me, my process, who literally supported and started like just showing pure genuine love. And that's not the only reason that I love you. I just love you for your energy and your greatness, but it's just like you're just wonderful, and like you gave me a chance without judging me, with just being pure, and you've been nothing showing nothing but like loyalty to me as and patience. You know what I'm saying? What else could a person ask for? Coming from
Mm.
a masculine, a man, because I don't really get that type of attention or energy when it comes to men. It's more they're automatically being aggressive towards me because they think that I want to be aggressive when really I'm gentle. I'm a very gentle, calm person, but I guess that's the energy that I give off.
Mm. Yeah, and I also wanted to say when it comes to your energy and like what you reflect to me, because we're all really reflection. It's like wow, like I manifested someone in my reality who was like I can feel you're very advanced when it comes to your wisdom. That like it's like teachers go to you kind of energy where
Right, right,
you're going straight from the source, and I feel like 95% of people are just grabbing what other people said and then just rewording it and then
right,
teaching it.
right.
Like you have, yeah, you're a very you have you're very gifted in this lifetime, and you deserve it, and you're using this for good, and I'm just really grateful that it for you for like what you're doing with this wisdom and stuff like that, because it's for the highest good. And I was just getting downloads in the collective and stuff like that, where it's like it's a that I feel called to share with you. It's like what you're kind of transmitting. It's like it's gonna be for the people who like need it, and then as a collective starts to advance, as more and more people start to kind of get ready to what you're able to transmit, like your following, your influence, everything is gonna grow. So it's like you're doing everything perfect, literally. Yeah, that's all I wanted
Thanks.
to say.
You know what? And all I could do is thank you for that because there's been times where I've been ready to just be like, you know, just be like, just not do it sometimes. And then during those times, I promise you always pop up with some type of encouragement or some type of motivation unconsciously, unconsciously, because you're not really knowing what's going on in my reality or what I'm experiencing at a particular moment in the earth life of my physical experience. And you always, and that's why I always call you like the man angel. Like that's my nickname for you. I call you the man angel because I swear you always pop up in divine time and bearing gifts and just pure love and like just keep going, and you don't even know that you do it. You just be like, I just wanted to hit you and let you know, just keep going. Or I just wanted to let me come through and buy one of your books and just to know you, just like you always come through at perfect timing. Perfect.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm really glad. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like I was like, how does this guy do this? You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, how does he know? But it's just that's how divine you are, man. You're so divine.
Yeah, it's like at this point we're just so guided that it's as long as we listen to our being, listen to our inspiration, like I just yeah, I've like the feeling that I felt just with the idea, the vision of us being on live. It's like it's a good feeling that I'm just like, yes, this is what a type of feeling of my life should feel like. And you're just like we're like co-creating this.
This experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And I just want to say, thank you for tonight's conversation and build. I would definitely love to build with you again, and maybe next time you invite me to your channel. And so, I can be, just bless your energy over there and just, connect with, you and your following and your community. I'm just glad that we're able to team up, build, and like thank you for the confirmation and downloads that God and the universe has put in you to give to me about that. Cause like that's like everything right there. Like so on point. So on point.
Yes, yeah. Wow. Well, I'm happy you really talked, and yeah, everything is always like divine timing, and yeah, I'm just happy that we reconnected this evening, and
Yes.
you
Yes.
already know how it be.
You said you already know how I be. Oh,
Yeah.
so what about you in the light language? I heard you been getting in the light language lately.
Yeah,
Before we
that
go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's been in in synchronicity with the Kundalini as far as like me being able to move energy and stuff like that, and even like
Hmm.
speak whenever I do like hape, which is like the Amazonian blend of tobacco into the nose, like that freaking sends me to like a different like dimension where I start speaking from different like star systems and stuff like that.
What? So
Yeah.
what? That's like in like another. That's in Florida, or those are at California at
Well, hape can be done, or can be served by anybody, but it's traditionally from like I believe like indigenous kind of like I don't know like Amazon and stuff like that.
I'm laughing at God is Teresa in the comments. She play too much.
Yeah, whenever I'm connecting to like if I'm like in front of a sacred fire, I'm moving a lot of energies, around a lot of high vibrational energy, it'll be pretty easy for me to like kind of my ego to dissolve and then start to like channel different things and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really effortless what comes out. It's I can't put it into words. It's just
Wow, how long is it? Like, how long is the experience?
as long as I'm so like I get into like this mode where it's like I'm able to observe my ego, but then I
Yeah.
don't let it take over. So I just like I'm integrating it as I'm allowing like these different frequencies to come out of my vessel and stuff like that. And then once I kind of just like ground back to this dimension.
No, girl, I'm sorry. I'm just talking to her. I'm listening.
Yeah, once I ground back into this dimension and like the ego kind of takes over, then like I stop because like the ego wants to like say, "Oh no, that's weird," or like kind of have like a fear of being judged or something like
Yes,
that.
yes, yes. The ego always wants to try to, the ego. Yeah, guess what? I've learned how to basically. I call my ego my dragon, and I've learned how to train my dragon to the point that it encourages me, and like it's like rooting me on. Like if I get off track, my ego is now like, hold on, where you going? You don't want to go on that path. You gotta go. No, remember? Don't do it. And so I'm like, hold up. I've manifested the point where my ego is working with me and not against me. Now that's some balance that I never seen myself manifesting within this lifetime. You feel me?
Um,
Like it's barely like if I do things like marijuana, then it wakes it up, but it's still like, what are you doing? Like, no, what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's still like trying to work with me like, no, you can't have this. You gotta come on. What are you doing? This makes you lazy, man. We gotta get on. No. So I don't mess around with that. I do not
yeah,
mess around.
yeah. I started seeing the ego, at least for me, as like the character, at least like how I'm like yeah, like a character that I'm like that I get to customize for my this experience in the third dimension. So then I'll have my higher self basically be the one that's guiding my character to like be perceived different ways and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it do.
Okay.
Yes, it do. No, I'm listening.
Yeah, no, I so from there it's yeah, it's just been about integrating. I kind of got lost in that idea. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And, I want to say have a great night. Today was a beautiful day, and I couldn't end it no better than with you. And I appreciate this moment that we've shared, that we've built, that we've created. And I just want to say thank you. It's an honor to connect with you, to build with you. And like I'm telling you, man, to me, you're my favorite. You're my favorite guy, man. I'm telling you, it's the truth.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, so much love. That's all I can say is infinite loving
Yeah,
gratitude.
I
Our
say,
con-
back to you.
yeah, I say.
Congratulations on everything that you're experiencing in your life right now, from romance to, infinite divine love to traveling the world. You know how many people wish that they can just live in an abundance mindset and travel the world willingly, freely, like healing the spaces and doing all the things you do. Come on now. That's inspiration.
Yeah, I just always make it
Oh
really
yeah.
put my attention on how can I be of service? How can I really it's like I don't everything is so sacred to me, and I see the divinity in everything and I see the divinity in everyone, and it's just like almost no choice for me to just reflect love and presence with everyone that I encounter at that point.
And that's why you attract so much greatness in your life, and that's why you attract a lot of great people, a lot of great souls, a lot of pure souls, and like um definitely, man. That's why I would say clean. I would say you're very clean energy. And that is a compliment. You know what I'm saying? And so yes, I want to go, like, we got to set this in motion, man. I want to go on one of these retreats, like, with you. I want to really share that experience in real life in the 3D world. And yes, we're going to put that in motion and we're going to make that happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just like, yeah, you read my mind. I was like, first I was thinking, I really like look forward to see like how we kind of how our contracts kind of co
Inside,
yeah
yes, they do. They
coincide.
do, because we literally are we're in alignment. Like, I'm talking about, we always, like, when we link up, it's like, you're going through that, you're going through that. Like you said, soon we got on here, you was like, yeah, I had a few nightmares, and I'm like, the other day, I promise, I had a few too. So I'm like, okay, it wasn't just me. This was collective energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's always like that when we talk. Like, never is it a time where we're not in sync.
Yeah, and um, I'll kind of end with this, and then I'll allow everything to just to flow and work how it always does. Um, Yeah, I'm moving to my new place. Like very soon. Like I'm getting a condo. So like sometime in I would say maybe January. Like I can find something that isn't that you resonate with, and um my condo will have like an extra bed or whatever, and then like we'll coordinate, figure it out, but just know it's already done.
Hey, Ashes, and so it was, and so it is. So we going. Hey, it just got. All I gotta do is be patient because it's a small time delay. But that's perfect because that's when I'm due to start coming back outside to play. Because the consciousness has me doing so many projects right now from here to December the 31st, and so I got a lot of them physical projects to get done. But January is around the time that I'm able to come outside and have some fun. So yeah, it's in alignment. It's in
Mm,
alignment.
yeah.
So yeah, peace and wholeness to you, and ultimate like togetherness, and I will catch you later, my brother.
Yes. Peace and love.
All
Peace and
right.
love.
All right. All right, chat. We out. We out.
Peace.
Thank y'all, man. All right. We out of here. You come here. You. Hey, you already know what it is.